I'm wondering why it's sort of like to share some of our Chun with you. So thank you for allowing us to do that. What I'm going to cover is what I call we will call social abrasion and tongue kill. Before I do that, I'm kind of have a little discussion. So I'm going to speak for about 10 minutes or so, but please bear with me. And it kind of came about with a conversation I was having with Sifu, Paul Smith, and Anthony. So we had a little discussion. And we're all here, all Wing Chun people. We're very passionate about Wing Chun. We love Wing Chun. And Tom has been training for many, many years. You know, you've got Sifu Clark Potter, why people play the game for a very, very, very long time. You know, many great Sifus inside here, you know, and Anton Thomas, Joe Griffithson back there. You know, there's a wealth of knowledge inside that you can benefit from. Having said that though, I'm going to ask you for a show of hands. How many people inside here, when they're learning Wing Chun, they're learning it hoping to be useful at it? Raise your hand. Yeah? We want to be able to use the thing that we're practicing, and when we say self-defense, is that correct? Someone tries to attack us, we're hoping like that, with the skills that we require for our training, we're able to use it to defend ourselves. Is that correct? So what we have to start being, in my opinion, and if you really disagree, that's fine. If you do, that's up to you. In my opinion, we have to start being our own critiques. Not to say we're competing with anyone else out there, but as far as Wing Chun is concerned, in the field of martial arts, we ain't got a good reputation as a real combat system. We have to accept that. This is what people are saying about Wing Chun. And we can go in our schools, train inside the Wing Chun box, and kill ourselves. And we can do this. But if we're serious and we're real, we will criticize ourselves first before anyone else does. Because if you're saying you want to do Wing Chun yourself as such and defend yourself, start doing it. Don't let someone else tell you, oh, that cheese that you're doing, how is that going to help you in a real life situation? That stance you're doing, you keep your mind stance, how is that going to work? And what the situation is happening, and it's happening, right? Some Wing Chun people, unfortunately, are actually losing faith in the heart, like the other said. Yeah? And dabbling in other things because they feel Wing Chun isn't real enough. That's the situation. Yeah? So, regardless of the martial arts system, the Chinese ever say, it looks good, but it's not real. Right? And we don't want to be that. We don't want to be, all, how can I say, stuff and no substance. Because your enemy, and he's an enemy, your attacker, your opponent, whatever the case may be, he doesn't give a damn about your image. He doesn't care where you're from, he doesn't care how long you practice, it doesn't matter about any of this. This is why today is a good thing that there's many images here. And we're not caring about the images, we're all getting together, we're training. And it doesn't matter about who is better than who all the time. Listen, we're all here to learn. Why? Because we want to improve ourselves so that when we come to use this Wing Chun thing, it's going to work. Not it's going to work, you're going to work. Because what many people are doing, they're blaming the Wing Chun system and saying it's not effective. So I have to learn grappling. Yeah. Because Wing Chun doesn't deal with grappling, so I have to learn grappling. This is the situation. Because we are in the Wing Chun box. Scream me, that's up to you. But for me, alhamdulillah, I'm a realist. I'm not training my Wing Chun to defeat another Wing Chun guy. That's the reason why I'm training Wing Chun. I'm not training my Wing Chun so that I try to cheese out someone and I can say, yeah, I beat him in cheese out. There's people outside there Who ain't gonna cheat out with you on the street? They come with knives, they come out in groups, and they want to hurt you. This is the reality. Now, if you say you're doing Wing Chun for recreation, good. Do it for recreation, that's fine. But if you're going to say you're Wing Chun for self-defense, then your training has to reflect that. And in the beginning, single Wing Chun form you do, the first thing you do is do what? You establish the stance. That's the first thing you do. But what we see, and we have to be we're not criticizing myself, yeah? It's not like I'm just being aggressive. Right, what we tend to do, right, we don't actually apply the Wing Chun principles, so therefore when they don't work for us, we want to say, oh, Wing Chun doesn't work. No, we're not working. Yeah, so the first thing we want to establish the stance. The second thing we do in every single form. Sitting down form, we might open like this. Champion form, we might start like this. Sitting down form, we might start like this, we might do some semicircle this. But the first thing you establish the form, what's the next thing you do? In most systems, you probably check the center line or something, some people say check the center line. But what's the next thing you do straight away? You punch. The reason why you punch is because in self-defense, the incentive to stop your opponent is pain. Yeah? And you have to be willing to dish it out. But the thing that you have to ask yourself is this: do you have the power? Do you have the power? Back in the day when we used to first start in Wing Chun, when we first did Wing Chun, and I think most of the guys who started before me and around the same time will tell you, right, is that it was a log-style process we have now. Now we have Sifu YouTube, right? Yeah, and Sifu Google. Anyone can pick up stuff on the next thing you know, it's the situation. As I was saying to the students, to the other Sifu yesterday, you go to Hong Kong, some of the Sifus they laugh at us. They say in London or in the UK, Sifu like, there is more Sifu than there is students. This is the situation we have. Everyone's a Sifu now. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, Sifu. This is why martial arts is looked as a job business. Yeah? And someone on the street, like I said, he doesn't know what it is, he doesn't know how you train, he doesn't care about any of that. He hits you with no fear and no ego, but basically he hits you, he doesn't care. We have to elevate that. When it comes to self-defense, that's the only time you're allowed to be a little bit arrogant, because this person's trying to learn you. Just want to get us on the same page. Because some of the stuff we're going to do here today, some of us inside won't be able to do it. But the whole point is to find out that we can't do it, to find out that it's the same back and forth. And in the ability form, you learn in the ability form, because you've done the turn from the champion, you've got turning it in the ability form, and it just blends in that way. But it's more than that. Otherwise, you're going to have someone who does mixed martial arts or freestyles or anyone else going to say, why are you bothered with those things? Yeah? When it comes to the Wing Chun form, in my opinion, or as in our opinion, the Wing Chun forms are training. It's not just something we just and hold the punch there for you to do for them. Those are the two stances basically we have in the Wing Chun system that we use when it comes to combat. Right. When it comes to moving, we have to team up. We might step forward, we might hold up, might step back. If the person goes this side, don't let him get there. We might go to this side, don't let him get there. He might go this side, go this side. He can't get past me. Yeah? So what it is, we have to work on these footworks. Because what you find sometimes is when someone moves to the side, this happens. Or he does like that happens. Because we're not drilling anymore. We don't want to drill anymore. Hey, this is some cheese. Yeah. That's what we want to do. Let's cheese that. But we forget all the foundation stuff, and yet still we want to be able to use that. It's not going to happen. If I just use this to give it a little bit more effect, because this is what we're going to do. Yeah? gone, right? I'm going to take a G mark stance now. It could be any stance. It could be any stance. Now just remember, right, the main thing is this you've got to have, right, is if the person hits me, goes to hit me, I've got to let her into it on build. Meaning, right, that the mere fact that you attempted to hit me, you have to receive pain. If I do something like this, I go too fast. Remember the Chun's gone. Because he's not waiting around yet. It's got to be something natural. The form tells you just a punch. Now, the thing about it is, right, if his punch goes jab, and it's a strong jab, that's another thing. But most people jab, and it's gone. So if his jab goes, and it's gone back, my hand will follow it. Why? Because I'm not trying to block him. I'm trying to punch him. Yeah. That's just one way. He's my size. If he wasn't my size, the Celtic steel style I use instead. The hand that blocks the structure at the same time, I use that instead. And I'll take the line because that one wants to come next, doesn't it? Yeah? So immediately after that one, I have to continue to throw punching. Because his punch is coming. Yeah? If I stay this way, this is still coming, my punch is coming. I make sure right that I drive him back with my punches. So if it's on the jab, this is what it costs. Yeah? While I stand at my spot, and he goes forward, I go in. If his punch jab is weak, like I say, it's going to go back, I just follow the line in. My energy is stopping, and I stop here, and it's there. You know, what it is, right? Because I'm going to punch him, I just go completely in, because I'm expecting this to go, I don't want it to go. So it goes in, and I'm in. Straight away. I just close it up. If I want to, yes. If I want to go one there, I can do times if I wanted to. But the main thing is, right, is that I'm trying to get into our heads. It's pain. It's the incentive that's going to stop your opponent. If you throw the punch and I block him, he's not going to try again. Because he's not being hurt. Yeah? And you're going to make sure that punch is got the power through your training that's going to destroy him. All you're going to end up doing is him off. Yeah? It's going to be upset with you. So make sure that when you do that, your punch is really there because you train your wall bag and all sorts of stuff you're supposed to be training. So when it goes from here, it's in and you continue. That's what I want you to do. You change the side, you change the side. When you go this way, make it at random. Don't let him know when it's going to come. And he does a jab, and it's jab, and it's fun. Really try and catch him if you can. Yeah? You keep the one side there, and let's go. And later on, we're going to try and do 1, 2, and see how you deal with that. And the main thing is, get rid of that fear, that fear that you all may have, and that blinking attitude when someone tries to hit us. So we try to. Remember, he's going to decide to be the ringtone person. Yeah? So you don't walk around with oneself like this. This is what I'm trying to say, right? Don't get outside the ringtone box. Doesn't mean you have to be a master of martial system. It means that you have to be able to have a ringtone person. If you're not going to fight another ringtone person, 9.9% at the time, there's not going to be no ringtone guy. Yeah? Right? What you're going to be doing is fight someone else. We're just dealing with a straight punch. Yeah? And what I'm trying to teach you, you have to negotiate how that punch is coming at you. So therefore, what it is, right, this is about experience. Yeah? You're going to do it wrong. It's okay to do it wrong, you know? But the main thing is, right, is one person is moving like this, one person just stay like this. So we know how it goes. Now what you're going to do, right, is be minimal in everything you do. What's minimal? Yeah, less minimal. But as they say, it's up to more. Isn't it? Yeah. If the enemy doesn't move, I don't move. Yeah. So if you want to jumpy all about the place, you don't jumpy around moving stuff like this. That's why I say you don't do that. Yeah? You want to conserve your energy. That's it. What Chun is about, being economical and conserving energy. You're not going to jumpy. Let him jumpy and put yourself out of breath. You just be ready. Just be relaxed, ready. Because nothing excited like jumpy or something happen. You know, everyone different entities. But I mean, our understanding of it, right, is it's a combat form to be used for combat. Yeah. So what happened is, right, is we're talking about chi cell. Chi cell is only when it's needed. So that's where the children come. You're searching the bridge, which is the person's arm, for their energy. You're searching his bridge. You're not looking for his bridge. So therefore you're not connected, and you're looking to be connected. No, you don't want to be connected to him. You want to smash him. You don't want his arms, because we've decided, right, before, when you talk about chase, we don't chase the hands. You don't want to look for the hands. If the hands connect through the combat situation, then we deal with it. If I can hit him and avoid his hands, that's what I'm going to do. So really what you're really trying to do with your Wing Chun, and this is what we try to do with our students from the beginning, you try to drill yourself as much as possible on, how can I say, movements. That's going to be second nature to you. The first condition I've got to take away, right, is his ability. If I hit him straight away and knock him out, he can't throw his punch. I'm just going to smash him up this way. I'm not going to wait for a second punch. Just please try and do that, okay? Yeah? And remember, moving from side to side and switch to side as well. Throw something that he's not used to. Moving away that he's not used to. In that way, right, hopefully, right, he won't be much of a surprise. Because we're preparing ourselves, yeah? We're not trying to fight out there, but we're trying to, simulate some of what they do to try and help us to understand what we should do or not do. I know where we're supposed to be. This is where you might find something a bit twisted up. I'll show you this slow. In. Right, that in, I'm not trying to block it. I'm trying to punch in. Punch. If it's strong, then I'm still going to go. If his punch is strong, I'm still going to go. Yeah, I just follow this arm back and I still go and I keep going. But the main thing is I want to make sure that that is a battering ram of punches. He covers up, boom, this way, and keeps it going this way. How you finish your off, that's up to you. Okay, imagine that?